Right. So good afternoon, students. So in the last class, we discussed regarding Bohr's explanation of hydrogen spectrum, merits of Bohr's theory, and demerits of Bohr's theory. So those we discussed in the last class. Now, so the merits I told you. So by using Bohr's theory, we can calculate a wavelength, wave number of spectral lines is in good agreement with experimental values. Then Bohr has derived some expressions to calculate radius of the orbit, energy of the orbit, what is the velocity of electron in a particular orbit, what is the time period of the revolution. Means for doing one revolution, how much time it will take for an electron. And in 1 second, how many revolutions are made by an electron. And Rydberg equation, what we discussed earlier, nu bar is equal to 1 by lambda is equal to r into 1 by n1 square minus 1 by n2 square, which is known as Rydberg equation. And that is a Rydberg equation, and Rydberg constant value is also calculated from Bohr's theory. So now in today's class we are going to discuss all those. So what are the expressions for the radius, energy, and all those? Let us see one by one we will discuss. First one, radius of the orbit. This concept is important for objective examination. In a NEET and JEE, they are asking questions based on energy of the electron as well as the radius of the orbit and all those. They are asking questions. Now let us come to the first one. What is the radius of the orbit? What is the expression for the radius of the orbit? Then see. So this is the nucleus of the atom, and this is an orbit where an electron is revolving. Okay, so this nucleus contains Z protons. The charge of the electrons is Ze. Okay, and for the electron to revolve in an orbit, so what the centrifugal force is there, that centrifugal force must be equal to centripetal force. So the condition required for the revolution of electron in a circular path is nothing but centrifugal force should be equal to centripetal force. Then only the electron can revolve in a particular orbit. Suppose if the centrifugal force is dominant over centripetal force, then electron jumps from lower orbit to higher orbit. If centripetal force is predominant, electron goes from a higher orbit to lower orbit. So for an electron to revolve in a particular orbit, these two forces must be equal. This is the condition required here. Now let us say, here I am going to apply the condition here. Centrifugal force. Centrifugal force must be equal to centripetal force. So what is the expression for centrifugal force? Centrifugal force is nothing but mv square by r. So this is the expression for centrifugal force, which must be equal to centripetal force. See, centripetal force is nothing but Coulombic force of attraction. So the Coulombic force of attraction between the nucleus and the revolving electron, that is centripetal force, which is nothing but, let the radius of this orbit is nothing but r. Then if two particles are separated by distance r, then the Coulombic force of attraction between those two is nothing but F is equal to some constant into Q1 Q2 by r square. What is Q1 here? E. This is ZE. Then the product of these two is ZE square by R square. So this is as per Coulombic force, means Coulomb's inverse square law according to. So ZE into E by R square, which is nothing but a centripetal force. Now, so these two forces are equal. Okay. Now here R and R get cancelled. Then we'll get a mv square is equal to ZE square by R. Right. Now, according to Bohr's theory, we know that mvr is equal to nh by 2 pi. Means angular momentum of the revolving electron is equal to integral multiple of h by 2 pi. From this, if you have the expression for v is equal to nh by 2 pi mr. Then v square is equal to n square h square by 4 pi square m square r square. This is expression of v. Now let this as equation 1. Now substitute this v square value in equation 1. If you substitute this in equation 1, what you will get here? M v square. Then what is v square? N square h square by 4 pi square m square r square, and this is equal to ZE square by R. ZE square by R, and here RR get cancelled. M and M get cancelled. Right. Now take this R here and Z square here. Now this becomes n square h square by 4 pi square mze square is equal to R. So therefore, radius of the orbit R is equal to n square h square by 4 pi square mze square. Yeah, this is the expression for the radius of the orbit. So R is equal to n square h square by 4 pi square mze square. This is the expression for radius of the orbit. What are the terms here? N is orbit number, which is not constant, it is variable. Orbit number is different for next. H is Planck's constant. So H is a Planck's constant, and 4 pi m is mass of electron, Z is atomic number, E is charge of electron. So here the variable terms are n and Z. Atomic number and orbit number are variable. Other than that, the remaining are constant. Except n and Z. By substituting remaining all other values, if you simplify, you can get a value of R is equal to 0.529 into n square by Z angstroms. This is the value of R in terms of angstroms. The same in terms of nanometers or in terms of picometers also we can express. Then that is R is equal to 0.0529 into n square by Z. This is in terms of nanometer. Otherwise, R is equal to 52.9 into n square by Z square picometers. So in either units you may represent, either in angstroms, nanometers or picometers. Most commonly used terms here is either angstroms or nanometers for expressing the radius of the orbit. Mostly the radius is expressed in terms of either angstroms or nanometers. So this is the derivation for radius of the orbit. So this derivation part they will not ask in any examination, either PUC or objective. How the derivation part means that equation is obtained, I have shown here. What you should know here is this formula and this value. R is equal to n square h square by 4 pi square mze square. That is the expression for the radius of the orbit that you should know. And by substituting all values except n and z, then you can get R is equal to 0.529 into n square by z angstroms. The same we can also express in terms of radius r, nanometers r, picometers. Say once again briefly. What is expression for the radius of the orbit? Let us consider an orbit of radius r. Let the atomic number is z. So the number of protons present in the nucleus is z. Then charge of the z protons is z. E is nothing but an electron which is revolving in the radius of an orbit of radius r. Now, the condition here what we should apply is this one. When an electron is revolving in a circular path, to continue in the same path, centrifugal force must be equal to centripetal force. Centrifugal force must be equal to centripetal force. What is the expression for centrifugal force? mv square by r. Then centripetal force is nothing but a Coulombic force of attraction. Okay, ZE into E by R square, nothing but ZE square by R square. Then we can get, if you cancel R and R, we can get mv square is equal to ZE square by R. Okay, related equation 1. Now, as per Bohr's theory, we know that mvr is equal to nh by 2 pi. From this, if you write the expression for v and v square, if you write, this is the expression for v square. Now substitute this expression of v square in this equation 1. Replace this v square, this expression. Then on simplifying, you can get the expression of radius. So this is the expression for radius of the orbit. Okay, and one more here. See here, r is equal to, if n is equal to 1, z is equal to 1, means first orbit of hydrogen atom. If n is equal to 1 and z is equal to 1 here, if n is equal to 1 and z is equal to 1, that means the first orbit of hydrogen. Then what you get here? R is equal to 0.529 angstroms. You can get 0.529 angstrom, and this is known as a Bohr's radius R naught. So this is this was R is nothing but equal to R naught. This is taken as, therefore R naught is equal to 0.529 angstrom. This R naught is equal to 0.529 angstroms is nothing but called as Bohr's radius. Means nothing but a radius of the first orbit of hydrogen. So from that we can calculate the radius of the nth orbit by this relation. So radius of nth orbit is equal to R naught into n square by R naught into n square by z. This is expression for the radius of the orbit. R is equal to R naught into n square by z, where R naught is equal to Bohr's radius of hydrogen atom. Okay, n is equal to orbit number, n is equal to orbit number, comma z is equal to atomic number. Okay, so this is the expression for radius of the orbit. So just remember this formula, that's all, there is enough. If you ask Bohr's radius is nothing but the radius of the first orbit of hydrogen atom. Take n is equal to 1 here, z is equal to 1, then r is equal to 0.59 angstroms. That is nothing but r naught, radius of the first orbit of hydrogen atom. Okay, so this is regarding expression for the radius of the orbit. Okay. So here this derivation part is necessary for a PUC examination. You should know the formula. Based on that, we will solve some problems later. Right. Let us here. Now we'll go for another derivation, which is nothing but the energy of the orbit. So what is expression for energy of the orbit? See, the revolving electron around the nucleus possesses two types of energies. That is a potential energy and kinetic energy. So energy of the orbit. Right. So what is expression of energy of the orbit? See, the total energy of the revolving electron is equal to sum of potential energy plus kinetic energy. Okay. Now, therefore, the total energy I am going to represent with the symbol E. Total energy E is equal to potential energy. Potential energy is nothing but ZE square by R. Nothing but. So product of the charge divided by the distance. ZE into E, ZE square divided by R. So this is expression for a potential energy of the orbit. And kinetic energy is half mv square. Okay, so potential energy is equal to ZE square by R, and kinetic energy is equal to half mv square. Okay, right. Now, therefore, as we know that estimate right, estimate, as we know that mv square by R is equal to ZE square by R square. Just now earlier you have taken centrifugal force is equal to centripetal force. So centrifugal force mv square by R is equal to centripetal force ZE square by R. Now if we cancel this R and R, what will you get now here? mv square is equal to ZE square by R. This is minus ZE square here because ZE nucleus charge, electron charge minus E. So minus ZE square by R, this is potential energy. Then mv square is equal to ZE square by R we got. Then half mv square is equal to, this becomes equal to ZE square by 2R. Now let it be equation 1. Now substitute this half mv square is equal to ZE square by 2R in equation 1. So substitute in equation 1. Then what will you get here? Then energy E is equal to minus ZE square by R plus ZE square by 2R. Okay, so total energy is equal to minus ZE square by R plus ZE square by 2R. Now, if you add these two, then we can get total energy E is equal to minus ZE square by 2R. Minus ZE square by 2R. Now substitute here the expression of R. right now what you have derived. Therefore, E is equal to minus ZE square by 2 into what is the expression of R? So R is nothing but n square h square divided by, means that goes to numerator, into 4 pi square mz e square. R is nothing but n square h square by 4 pi square mz e square. That 4 pi square mz e square goes to numerator. Now cancel the count. So here 2 times get cancelled. Okay. Then E is equal to minus 2 pi square mz e power 4 by n square h square. So this is the expression for the energy of the orbit. Okay, let us see once again all this. So derive an expression for energy of the orbit. See, for the revolving electron, total energy is equal to sum of potential energy plus kinetic energy. What is potential energy? Potential is nothing but the product of the charges of the two particles, means the particles ZE, nucleus charge is ZE, electron charge is minus E, because electron is negatively charged. So ZE into minus E minus ZE square divided by the distance between the particles. That is the potential energy between the two particles. ZE square minus ZE square by R. Kinetic energy, as you know, kinetic energy is equal to half mv square. Half mv square. Let be equation 1. So as we know that centrifugal force is equal to centripetal force, means mv square by R is equal to ZE square by R square. Then from this simple expression of mv square, we can get ZE square by R. Then half mv square is equal to ZE square by 2R. Now replace this half mv square with ZE square by 2R. If you add both these two, we can get minus ZE square by 2R. So the expression for energy is minus ZE square by 2R, where R is radius of the orbit. So now only we discuss derived that expression for radius of the orbit, which is n square h square by 4 pi square mz square. That 4 pi square mz square goes to numerator. Simplify, any common terms are there. Then we can get E is equal to minus 2 pi square mz e power 4 by n square h square. So this is the expression for the radius of the nth orbit. Let us see what are the terms. Pi 3.14, m mass of the electron, z atomic number which is variable, E charge of the electron, n orbit number which is variable term, h Planck's constant. So here except z and n remaining all are fixed constant values. By substituting all those values, and if you simplify, you can get energy E is equal to minus 2.18 into 10 to the power of minus 18 into just a minute, 4 pi square mz z square here, sorry, this is z square into z square by n square. Here z into z square will come. So other than z and n, if you substitute remaining all other values, then we can get E is equal to minus 2.18 into 10 to the power of minus 18 into z square by n square joules per atom. This is, so this is the expression for energy of the orbit or energy of the electron in a particular orbit. Energy of the orbit or energy of the electron present in that orbit, both are exactly same, no difference. This is in terms of joules per atom. The same in terms of X per atom, if you write, this is a minus 2.18 into 10 to the power of minus 11 into z square by n square X per atom. minus 2.18 into 10 power minus 11 into z square by n square. This is in terms of ergs per atom. Otherwise, if you convert this in terms of electron volts, as you know, 1 electron volt is equal to how much? 1 electron volt is equal to 1.602 into 10 to the power of minus 19 joules. This is 1 electron volt. Now, if we convert this joules into electron volts, then we can get expression E is equal to minus 13.6 into Z square by N square, electron volts per atom. This is expression in terms of electron volts per atom. The same per mole also we can express. Energy E is equal to minus 313.6 into Z square by N square kilocalories per mole. Otherwise, energy E is equal to minus 1312 into Z square by N square kilojoules per mole. So these two are per mole, the remaining are per atom. Okay, so this is expression for energy of the orbit. Let us see once again all this. See, when an electron is revolving in an orbit, it possesses two types of energies, potential energy and kinetic energy. So total energy is equal to sum of potential energy and kinetic energy. Potential energy is minus ZE square by R. Kinetic energy is half mv square. As you know, centrifugal force is equal to centripetal force. Then mv square is equal to ZE square by R and half mv square is equal to ZE square by 2R. Now replace here half mv square with the ZE square by 2R. Then we can get this expression. Now here R is radius of the orbit. Substitute the expression of the radius of the orbit. Then you can get E is equal to minus 2 pi square mz square e power 4 by n square h square. Here except z and n remaining all are constants. So by substituting all those values except z and n, we will get 2.18 into 10 to the power of minus 18 into z square by n square joules per atom. The same we can express in terms of ergs per atom. Okay, or if you convert this in terms of electron volts, then we can get E is equal to minus 13.6 into Z square by N square electron volts per atom. The same we can also express in terms of kilocalories per mole or kilojoules per mole. This is minus 313.6 into Z square by N square kilocalories per mole or minus 1312 into Z square by N square kilojoules per mole. You should remember all these formulas. So if they ask a question to calculate energy, either in terms of joules or ergs or kilocalories or kilojoules per atom or per mole, you should know these relations. Okay, right. Now let us see. Still some more part is there here. So what do we got here? This is value. So E is equal to minus 2.18 into 10 to the power of minus 18 into Z square by N square joules per atom. And this is represented as E is equal to RH. E is equal to minus RH into 1 by N square for hydrogen atom. See, for hydrogen atom, Z is equal to how much? 1. Since Z is equal to 1, then E is equal to minus RH into 1 by N square, where this RH is known as Rydberg constant. Here RH is called as Rydberg constant, and the value of this Rydberg constant is how much? 2.18. into 10 to the power of minus 18 joules per atom. So this is the expression. E is equal to minus RH into 1 by n square. This is expression for energy of the nth orbit of hydrogen. If it is hydrogen-like species, this relation should apply. So this is applicable for hydrogen-like species, and this is applicable only for hydrogen. Here RH, what is nothing but 2.18 into 10 to the power of minus 18. That is called as a Rydberg constant, or simply called as Rydberg. Either Rydberg or Rydberg constant, which is 2.18 into 10 to the power of minus 18 joules per atom. Okay. So this is regarding expression for energy of the orbit. Okay, right. Just let's see here. So energy of the orbit E is equal to minus 2.18 into 10 to the power of minus 18 into Z square by N square joules per atom, or in terms of electron volts, it is E is equal to minus 13.6 into Z square by N square electron volts per atom. Or one more expression is energy E is equal to RH, this is for hydrogen, RH into 1 by N square for hydrogen atom, where RH is called as a Rydberg, or simply Rydberg constant. So this is about expression for energy of the orbit. Now let us see. Velocity of the electron. Yes, this is a derivation part, not necessary. Just you should remember these formulas, that's enough. So how that formulas are obtained, I'm giving derivations here for examination, not necessary always. Right. So what about velocity of the revolving electron? See, if an electron is revolving in a circular path of radius r, then, so what is velocity? Velocity is equal to distance by time. This is the relation which is known for us. Then, according to Bohr's theory, we know that mvr is equal to nh by 2 pi. Angular momentum of revolving electron is equal to integral multiple of h by 2 pi. mvr is equal to nh by 2 pi. This is. Now, velocity of the electron v is equal to nh by 2 pi mr. Now, v is equal to nh by 2 pi m into, what is the expression of r? R is equal to n square h square by 4 pi square mz e square. Substitute that expression. R is equal to n square h square divided by, that comes to numerator, n square h square by 4 pi square mz e square. Just I am substituting expression of r in this equation. Now cancel the constants. Here nh, n and h get cancelled. Okay. So pi and pi get cancelled. M and m get cancelled. If you cancel 2 times here, then remaining V is equal to 2 pi Z square by NH. So this is expression for velocity of the electron. So velocity of electron V is equal to 2 pi Z square by NH. Then V is equal to, here Z is atomic number, E is charge of electron, H is Planck's constant, and N is orbit number. Except Z and N, if you substitute remaining all other values and simplify, you will get velocity V is equal to 2.18 into 10 to the power of 8 into Z by N centimeters per second. This is expression for velocity of electron. So velocity of electron is 2.18 into 10 to the power of 8 into Z by N centimeters per second. This is expression for velocity of the orbit. Sorry, velocity of the electron in an orbit. I can see. As you know, velocity is equal to distance by time. This is common known relation. According to Bohr's theory, if an electron is revolving in a closed circular path, then angular momentum of revolving electron, that is MVR, is equal to integral multiple of h by 2 pi. Means MVR is equal to NH by 2 pi. Okay. Now, for the expression for V is equal to NH by 2 pi MR. So now here, instead of R, if you substitute the expression of R, that is N square H square by 4 pi square MZ square, and if you cancel the common terms, whatever is there, then you can get V is equal to 2 pi Z square by NH. Here, except Z and N, if you substitute all other values, then we can get V is equal to 2.18 into 10 power 8 into Z by N centimeters per second. So this is expression for velocity of the electron in an orbit. Okay, right, now see here. So velocity V is equal to 2.18 into 10 to the power of 8 into Z by N centimeters per second. So this is the expression for velocity of the electron. Okay, now, so by using this, we can compare the radius of the two orbits of the same atom, or we can compare the radius of the two orbits of two different atoms, or we can compare energies of the electrons in an atom or in two other atoms, like that. Now let us see the relation I'll give you. So if take radius of the orbit, what is relation? Radius of nth orbit is equal to Bohr's radius into n square by z. Or if take expression of R is equal to, what is R here? R is equal to n square h square by 4 pi square mz e square. That means R is proportional to n square by z. Correct na? Other than n and z remaining all are constant. Now if you are comparing the radius of two different orbits of two different atoms, then R1 by R2 is equal to N1 square Z2 by N2 square Z1. This is the relation. As per this radius expression, radius is directly proportional to N square by Z. And if you are comparing the radius of two different orbits of two different atoms, then radius R proportional to N square by Z, that is R1 by R2 is equal to N1 square Z2 by N2 square Z1. So this is the formula used to compare the radius of two different orbits of two different atoms. Now, what is the formula for energy of the orbit? Energy E is equal to minus 2 pi square This is energy E is equal to minus 2 pi square mz square e power 4 by n square h square. This is expression for energy of the orbit. Now here, energy of the orbit is directly proportional to z square by n square. E proportional to z square by n square. And if you are comparing the energy of the two different orbits, then E1 by E2 is equal to E1 by E2 is equal to Z1 square N2 square by Z2 square N1 square. This is the formula used to compare energies of two different orbits of different atoms. Or even we can compare energies of two orbits of the same atom. If it is same atom, Z value is same, then E1 by E2 is equal to N1 to N2 square by N1 square for the same atom. Here also, for the same atom, if you compare, Z is same, R1 by R2 is equal to N1 square by N2 square. Okay, then what about velocity comparison? Now see the velocity formula I will give you. Velocity V is equal to 2 pi Z E square by NH. This is the formula of velocity of electron. Then velocity of electron is proportional to Z by N. V proportional to Z by N. Then if you are comparing the velocities of two different electrons in two different atoms, then V1 by V2 is equal to Z1 N2 by Z2 N1. This is. So these are the expressions which are used to calculate either radius or velocity or energies of orbits, or for comparison of radius or energy or velocities of different electrons in different atoms. And these are very important. Based on this, they are asking questions in objective examination. Okay, right, next. Just one more concept. So time period of revolution. So when an electron is revolving in an orbit, then what is the time taken for the completion of one revolution? Means by starting electron here to reach the same position like this up to here again. To reach the same point, what is the time taken? That is called as time period of revolution. As you know, distance is equal to velocity into time. Distance is equal to velocity in time. Therefore, time is equal to distance by velocity. Time is equal to distance by velocity. What is distance? Distance is nothing but the circumference of this orbit. What is the circumference of the circle? 2 pi r by v. So 2 pi r by v. 2 pi r is nothing but a circumference of it, which is nothing but distance traveled, and v is nothing but a velocity of the electron. Now see here, I will substitute expressions here. This is 2 pi into what is r n square h square by 2 pi square mz e square. This is expression of radius. N square h square by 4 pi square. N square h square by 4 pi square mz e square. This is expression of radius of the orbit into what is the velocity expression? Just now we did 2 pi z e square by nh. So this is expression of radius. This is 2 pi z e square by nh. This is expression for velocity of the electron. Now if you simplify all this nh goes to numerator, and here 2 and 2 times will get cancelled, pi and pi will get cancelled, okay, and no other common terms. This nh goes to numerator. This is nothing but equal to n cube h cube. N cube h cube by 2 into 2 4 pi square mz cube e power 4. ns goes to numerator. This numerator becomes n cube h cube, and here remaining is 2 into 2 4 pi into pi square m z into z square. So this is z square. Z into z square, e square into e square, e power 4. So overall, the final expression for a time period. So time period is equal to n cube h cube by 4 pi square mz square e power 4. This is expression for time period of revolution. Now here, other than n and z, if you substitute all other values, then you can get a value of time period is equal to nothing but time period of revolution is equal to, you can get here 1.5 into 10 power minus 16 into n cube by z square seconds. This is the value what you will get. So this total derivation part is not necessary here. Just remember this formula. That's enough. And that is required only even for objective, not for PUC examination even. So the time period of revolution is equal to 1.5 into 10 power minus 16 into n cube by z square. Okay, this is. And one more. Number of revolutions. Number of revolutions per second, nothing but a frequency, is nothing but equal to 1 by time period. So if you take the reciprocal of this, we can get number of revolutions. Nothing but frequency is nothing but 1 by time period. So this is equal to 1 by 1.5 into 10 power minus 16 into n cube by z square. If you simplify this, you can get 6.66 into 10 power 15 into z square by n cube. This is expression. Okay, I just highlight the formula here. Number of revolutions. Number of revolutions per second is equal to 6.66 into 10 to the power of 15 into z square by n cube. This is the formula is to calculate number of revolutions per second. So overall, just remember the formulas. What I shown here, derivations, all not necessary for PUC examination. Radius of the orbit. R is equal to n square h square by 4 pi square mz e square. Okay, and radius of nth orbit is equal to radius of Bohr's radius, that is radius of the first orbit, into this is not about r naught or r1, you can write r1 into n square by z. Okay, then energy of the orbit, energy E is equal to minus 2 pi square mz square e power 4 by n square h square. minus 2 pi square mz square e power 4 by n square h square. And if you substitute other than n and z, you can get energy E is equal to minus 2.18 into 10 power minus 18 into z square by n square joules per atom. Same we can express in terms of electron volts, that is minus 13.6 into z square by n square electron volts per atom. Then velocity of the electron V is equal to, velocity of electron V is equal to 2 pi z e square by nh. Other than z and n, by substituting all values, we can get velocity V is equal to 2.18 into 10 power 8 into z by n centimeter per second. So if you are comparing a radius and energy or velocity of two different atoms of different orbits, then we can use these relations. R1 by R2 is equal to N1 square Z2 by N2 square Z1. E1 by E2 is equal to Z1 square N2 by Z2 square N2. V1 by V2 is equal to Z1 N2 by Z2 N1. This is regarding the comparison. Next, time period of revolution. Time period of revolution is, just remember this formula directly here, derivation part not necessary for you. 1.5 into 10 power minus 16 into n cube by z square seconds. This is the time taken for one revolution, where n is orbit number, z is atomic number. Okay. Next, number of revolutions per second. Number of revolutions per second is 1 by time period. Now this 1 by time period is nothing but 6.66 into 10 to the power of 15 z square by n cube. Okay, so this is regarding expressions for radius, energy, velocity and time period. Remaining tomorrow will continue. Just